You hearing the caller?
No, I'm not hearing them. Caller, can you speak up a little bit? We're not hearing you too well.
Hello? Good morning.
Good morning. So can you share with us how you're coping?
What, sir? What did you say?
Can you share with us one way in which we can cope with the times we're facing?
That we could.
What have you been doing?
Well, I have been studying.
Okay, and how have you been studying? Is it throughout the day or you choose special
I've been
time?
reading.
Reading.
Right, very well. And what have you read?
I read books, notes, basically, and I've done my work that my teacher sent me.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So tell us your name so at least your teachers would know that you have been doing your work and you have said so publicly.
Yeah, so they have to do the math.
Okay. So what's your name? Tell us your name, please.
Excuse me?
Tell us your name, please.
Makai Humphrey,
Okay. And what school do you go to?
St. George's Anglican Junior School.
St. George's Anglican Junior School. Well, thank you very much for sharing. Makai, that's what he said?
Yes.
Makai.
Right.
Makaya.
Makaya. Thank you very much, Makaya, for sharing what you would be getting done while you're home right now. Good job. Thank you. And he's almost finished with
his math.
With his math, yes. With all his work that his teacher gave him.
So,
you know, as he spoke about reading, I want to inform persons of that. For those of you who like reading or like books, and you know now we're so, what's the word, technologicalized?
Yes.
Is that a word?
Yes.
Right. We're so technologicalized that right now we don't necessarily have to read, but instead we can have the technology reading to us.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We refer to that as ebooks, right?
Yes.
You're right. And well, Amazon, and this is legit because I've tried it.
Yeah.
Amazon has opened up their ebook platform to everyone for the next 3 months. It's free, where you can go on there and listen to your favorite stories, novels, whatever books it is, that it's on Amazon ebook platform. So you can always check out Amazon and get your free ebooks there for the next 3 months.
Yes, I had the link and I went on to listen and yes,
Yeah.
it is true that this is it. Maybe if we get
maybe we can get the link and share it on the Facebook page, so you can.
Yes.
Right, but we do have another caller online, so we'll take this caller. Good morning, caller.
Morning.
How are you this morning?
Good.
Tell us exactly how you are coping at home right now. What are you doing to get yourself occupied while you're at home?
Play?
You're playing.
Yeah.
What have you been
I'm
playing?
doing work
Playing, and you're doing what? But what have you been playing?
with my ball.
Okay. And what work have you been doing?
Maths.
Maths. Tell us one thing that you've been doing in maths, or one thing that you would have learned in your maths over this period.
I learned the mode, the median, and the mean.
Oh, nice.
So what is the mode?
I sense that one coming, eh?
What is the mode?
Huh?
What is the mode of a group of data?
The mode is when a number come up twice.
When a number come up twice.
All right.
Okay, we can take
We
that.
can work with that, yes. Great job. So tell us your name, please.
Colwyn Gilbert.
All right. Very good, Mr. Gilbert. And what school do you go to?
St. Patrick's RC School.
St. Patrick's RSC School. Good job. Good job.
We seem to have a direct connection with St.
St. Patrick's RSC. Yeah. Well, of course. I mean, of course.
So I'm not going to get into the location.
Okay. No. But it's okay. Of course, we want to inform persons. Today is not just for students. We're doing, as Mr. Alexander said, a mini PTC.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Right. So we want to hear from children. We want to hear from parents. We want to hear from teachers. Talk to us. Tell us exactly what. Let's share now. So we're going to share with you what we have a little later on, but we want to hear from you. What is it that you're doing to cope in this time that we have to spend most of our time at home? I think we have another caller, Mr. Alexander.
Good morning, caller.
Hello?
Hello, can you speak a little louder? All right, we seem to have lost that caller.
Yes.
And we really and truly want our students to be listening because it's an interactive process. And while you may call to share your experience, we may just ask you, what have you heard before? Just continuing to wear the teacher's cap.
Yes.
So if we have a caller?
No, not yet.
We do not have a caller, so I'm going to play the teacher on you. What have you heard thus far, as in what students are doing at home?
Well, I know for a fact that there are a number of students that are engaging in a lot of different activities. You have persons that are, well, apart from getting their schoolwork done that we have on the electronic platforms,
yes,
we have a few students getting engaged in a lot of agriculture at that. Yesterday I was talking to one of my friends over the telephone, and he was telling me that his Form 4 daughter, how she would have left one bed of lettuce to dry out because she thought she thought that he was getting enough water with this little thing of water she was giving it every day.
So do you think that Edward would have spring that off, or it would have been an encouragement for students?
Well, definitely. I believe so. But I think we have a call. We'll get back to that because we have a caller on the line, Mr. Alexander, so you'll take that one.
Good morning, caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Where are you calling from?
Mount Craven, St. Patrick.
Mount Craven, St. Patrick's in the house. Tell us, what have you been doing?
Work.
You have been doing work. What kind of work?
Math.
Oh, mathematics. You think they have a biasness because
I think so, I think so.
Because they know I love this subject. What kind of math have you been doing?
The mean, the mode, and the median.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And what is the median?
The number in the middle.
The number in the middle.
I think that was a bit easy. You don't think that one was a bit easy?
Well, that could be a nice context clue to know that the median and middle
yeah,
right?
It's the number in the middle.
But when you get a little more, it can become a little more complicated.
Yeah, but how do you find the number in the middle, though? Can you tell us how do you find the number in the middle? There is something that needs to be done first of all, isn't it?
Yes.
Are you with us, caller?
Yes.
So how do you find the number in the middle? So let me test your skill for a moment. So I'm going to give you the number 1,
2,
3, go ahead, 4,
2,
2,
3.
3. Right? So the number 1, 3, 4, 2, 3. That's the number I have here. If you can get the camera to push up on this, can you see this?
You sure they
No.
can understand your writing?
Oh, you won't be able to get it. Okay. So the number is 1, 3, 4, 2, 3. There are 5 numbers there. All right?
Yes.
Now your job is to tell me how you go about finding the median of these numbers.
Well, what we do, you cross out like 1 and 3, and then 3 and 2, and then we divide or something.
You divide.
Yeah.
Mr. Alexander?
So we speak about, we have the mean, the mode, and the median.
Yes.
So the mean is like average.
The average,
right?
yes.
The mode, as the word suggests, the one that is
Most frequent.
Frequent.
Yes.
And what's the one? The median. The median is the middle. What falls in the middle. So okay, let's make it easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So we have 1, 2,
3,
3, 3, 4.
No, I'm just giving an example.
Okay, okay.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So the median of that data, what number would fall in the middle?
In the middle. That would be 3.
That would be true.
That would be 3.
All right,
yes.
so let's not, we said we were not wearing the teacher's cap
Today, but
however,
I just thought it would have been fun to hear from them.
Yes,
you know how they go about doing that.
Because we're also evaluating your learning. Because if you actually said that this is what you have studied,
yes,
we would want to ensure that you come when you say you learn something, you should be able to make reference to same. But at the same time, we wouldn't want to get too complicated.
Right.
We want to commend you. Are you still there, caller?
Yes.
And what else have you been doing?
English A.
English A.
Okay.
So it falls in the group of actually studying, being academic. Is there anything else do you do besides your regular schoolwork?
We play
You play. What do you play?
games.
Games. Chinese skip, rondas.
Typing.
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 Skyping.
Typing.
Fighting. Is that fight or is that like type?
Type.
Fight.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think
Oh, so it's like a video.
it's like a video game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. I got worried there for a moment.
I was hoping your face would not be scratched.
Yeah. But thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much, caller, for sharing with us. It was great hearing from St. Patrick's again.
Yes.
And we see that the children are definitely engaged. I think we have one on the WhatsApp. Somebody would have sent in a WhatsApp to inform us of what they're doing. So my name is Liana N. Williams, and they attend the J.W. Fletcher.
Ooh, that's my girls.
They got a little bit too excited with that one there, right?
Yes.
And they've been doing their work on Edmodo, what the teachers send, and reading books. Awesome. Great job. Edmodo.
Yes.
For those who don't know.
Of course, it is a platform where it's online, and basically the information I have to share was to characterize or classify online learning.
Right.
So it is a platform where teachers and students alike can interact, interface, work can be presented, and students will get feedback.
Right, definitely.
Once you sign up, one can send the code to the students, and they can become members of the class. And of course, session would happen remotely.
Remotely, yes.
Feedbacks and so can be given.
Definitely. So that's what a lot of the, primarily the secondary and tertiary institutions are focusing on a little bit. But of course,
it's going down to the primary
yes,
school.
of course, it's going down to the primary school.
I've had informal chats with some of my primary school teachers, and they indicated, yes, they have begun the process of having the student on that forum, as well as their Zoom and many.
Yes, and there are many different, right now the ministry has MSTAR.
Yes.
MSTAR LSP. That is something that you can definitely check out as well. I think almost every Grenadian student, secondary, tertiary, primary, already have their credentials and login information in that program.
Yes. And possibly we can use this forum, well, hoping that we go beyond today, to use this forum to assist in letting the students know and the teachers know about the platform. Just a little extension.
Yes, definitely. But we still want to hear from you, and we want to find out how you are coping, what you're doing at home right now. Remember, it's for students, it's for teachers, it's for parents, and I know the parents are watching.
Oh, yes.
I know the teachers are watching. So definitely call us and tell us exactly what you're doing home right now. But we do have a call on the line, Mr. Alexander.
Good morning, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. And where are you calling from?
Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Listen to us on the telephone.
Providence. St. David.
Okay. And tell us what you have been doing.
Huh?
Tell us what you have been doing.
I was doing schoolwork.
You are doing your schoolwork. What is your name?
Celine.
Hello?
Hello?
What is your name and the school you attend?
Celine St. George's Anglican Junior School.
St. George's Anglican Junior,
Okay.
I believe.
All right, so keep up the good work. You have been getting your work from your teachers?
Yes.
Right. I know our teachers have been working very hard.
Yeah, they have been working very hard. I mean, some are, I know that there are a lot of,
Yes.
oh, well, thank you very much, Carla. Thank you very much. There's been a lot of teachers, especially right now that, with SBAs, getting a lot of SBAs done and ready for the grades to go in. CPA as well.
And it's not an easy thing. As a matter of fact, this should have been our last week.
Yes.
Going into the
School
Easter
break, yes.
And I know many of our teachers and students, we are working harder.
Definitely. Trying to make sure everybody is up to mark with their grades and everything. But we do have another WhatsApp, so we're gonna take this WhatsApp now. I think we're looking at today. So, hello, good morning. My name is Vonel. I do study, play online games, and hang out. And that person attends the Grenville Secondary School. So they study, play online games, and hang out. When they say hang out, though, what are they referring to?
Well, let's hope that this hangout is a game.
Yeah, I really hope that Hangout is a. Now Google has a texting app called Hangout. Eh?
Yes.
Let's hope that this is the Hangout you're talking about, because I really hope, Vonel, that you are exercising social distancing and keeping yourself at least away from persons that are not necessarily in your household.
I think we need to put in context as to where we are and what we are discussing.
But can we take a call? Yes.
Good morning, caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and the school you attend.
Ria Samuel, I attend the St. Teresa's RC.
Okay. And what have you been up to?
Doing past CPA, past papers, and playing.
Play.
What kind of playing?
Playing the one my teacher had told me.
Okay. Hello?
Like a little poem.
Okay, nice. So you want to give your teacher a little shout out? Hello?
Hello?
Tell us your teacher name.
Miss Walters.
Okay. Miss Walters of St. Dominic's RC.
St. Teresa's.
St. Teresa's. Where is St. Teresa's?
I don't know, you know.
Where's your school located, my dear?
Hello? I think we may have lost that caller. So, Mr. Alexander, before we go into the list of activities that we've prepared to share with persons, we're going to jump into a break and we're going to take a short commercial and we're going to come back in just a few moments.
Okay.
You are bien.
GBN's homeschool program is brought to you in part by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. Grenada Housing Authority, transforming ideas into reality. Home Pride Inc., your satisfaction is our ambition. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong. Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, striving for a cleaner and healthier environment. Quartz Grenada Limited, bringing value home. Gravel Concrete and Emulsion Production Corporation, and Banfields, with additional support from.
We all want a home that matches our way of life. But it's not just about building or buying a dream home or purchasing land with the most breathtaking view. It's about finding the bank that would make you feel at home. A Home Easy Loan from Republic is your best choice. It's more than a mortgage, it's peace of mind.
Visit any of our 6 branches. Submit your application forms on our website or talk to us on Facebook. Experience peace of mind today. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
All right, so welcome back to the program, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We do have some very interesting stuff on the other side. I was just on the other side there with the professor, and he was demonstrating some very, very interesting stuff. Mr. Alexander, did you see it? Did you see some of it?
Oh, yes. I'm excited.
I am very excited. But there's actually a lesson in this, right? And the lesson that we're going to talk about today is we're going to touch on science. I know we have to go back to the suggestions that you would have had in regards to what we do when we stay home. But of course, it's still school, and even though we're not very formal, we still have some lessons to get through, correct?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Right. So today we're looking at matter. M-A-T-T-E-R, matter. Have you ever heard that term before?
Like, what's the matter with you?
Well, well, I think it might mean something similar, but it's not necessarily that.
Okay.
Matter. Matter is simple. So let me just give an example. This is matter. This is matter. This is also matter. From what I've just shown you, what do you think? Can you come up with your own definition of matter?
Matter is a bottle, a pen, and water.
A bottle of pen and water. No, he's not incorrect. He's actually very correct. A bottle of pen and water, that is matter. But let's make it a bit more scientific, because we are going over to the professor and we need to put on our scientific brains, isn't it?
So you mean matter is like material?
Material. Ah, that's a good word to use. Matter is material. Matter is anything that is on every single thing that is around us. Sometimes we can see matter, other times we can't. Do you know that? Because matter actually comes in what we call 3 different states.
Okay.
Yeah, and no, not the US states. We're not talking about Arizona, those places. No, not these states. We're talking about, when we talk about states of matter, we talk about something different. You know that?
Oh, like solid.
Solids, of course.
Liquid.
We have liquid. And then we have, what's the last one?
Gas.
Gas. What type of gas are we talking about?
I'm wondering, is a virus a gas?
No, I don't think it is. We may have to consult the professionals on that one to find out what exactly it is. But I think it has to deal somewhat with more of a liquid kind of thing. It's droplets, right?
So like, oh yeah, like droplets.
Yeah, it's droplets. So it has to be kind of liquid.
The air. That's
right?
another lesson altogether.
Altogether, right? But we have three states of matter. We have solids, we have liquids, we have gas. Everybody knows that, right? Now, the difference between, there are vast difference between all three. Now, this piece of paper here, as thin as it is, this is a solid, right? Your laptop is also a solid. But then we have liquids. For example, the water in this bottle is a liquid. Don't you know what's very cool about this water?
What?
It looks like the bottle, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. But here's the thing, you know, if I take this and I pour it in another container, do you know that it's going to start looking like the container?
I mean, that is how the sea gets its color?
That is definitely not how the sea gets its color.
Or the sky. How does the sky get its color?
Well, the sea actually gets its color from the sky. I do not know how the sky gets its color. That's a little bit higher science than me. Maybe the professor can explain. I mean, he's the professor after all.
Let's take it to who knows.
To who? Yes. So this is what we do, right? Now in matter, we have what we call changing. Matter can change, but not necessarily change of state. Because do you know that matter can change from one state to the other? Let me give you three big words. Can I give you some big words? Evaporation. What does evaporation mean? That's your homework, by the way. So write that down. Evaporation, later on you're going to call us and you're going to tell us what evaporation means. So we have evaporation, and then we have condensation. That's another one. So I'm going to give you three. So you have evaporation, condensation, and this is your last one, sublimation. You got them?
Yeah, evaporated milk, condensed milk, and...
We don't have sublimated milk.
It's just kind of, I'm making association.
Oh, okay.
So.
No, but, well, you're kind of close, but no. So we have evaporation. We have...
Are you okay, Mr.
I'm okay. I'm just trying to make sure that I have this thing done based on what you're saying. So we have evaporation, condensation, sublimation. These are the three words that you're supposed to look at. We're going to head over to the professor. He's going to show us something very interesting stuff in how matter can change. And then we're going to come back to the lines and you're going to answer those questions. So good morning, Professor. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. Good morning, guys.
I am excited for what you have. I saw some of this stuff this morning and I am very, very excited.
Yeah, well, so we wanted to, at the same time, while we are trying to make the program today a bit lighter, we still want to ensure that students go away actually learning something as well. All right, so again, we're going to be looking at states of matter, well, matter in general. You mentioned the different states so eloquently. We have solid, liquid, and gas. Solid basically is anything that you can really hold and touch and that is firm in that regard. Your liquid, things like water, juice, etc. And gas, now most of the times you can't see gas, but it does take up space as well. Right? So you'd notice that even if you have an empty bottle, if you cover it tightly, you still cannot squeeze that bottle all the way through because the gas inside, the air inside is taking up space. Right? So today we're going to look at how matter can change, and matter can go through essentially two basic changes: a chemical change and a physical change. So the chemical change would be, you know, if we infuse matter with different materials. So like for instance, you're making juice, and you take the water and you mix it with some Kool-Aid and some brown sugar, and that's a chemical change that we'll get there. Whereas a physical change would be when we take some substance of matter, usually a solid, and we change the shape of it. It still has the same amount of space or makeup or mass as we call it, but it is in a different shape or form. All right? So what we're going to do is combine more or less two scientific lessons into one. You're actually going to learn some biology as well, and we're going to make some of these paper frogs. Right? This is an art known as origami, the Japanese art of folding paper. And when we're finished, we're going to have some of these. So I'm going to let you go on break so that we can get some paper out. Right? I use typically standard size computer paper. So if you have that, that would be excellent. Otherwise, you can use like a notebook page or something. Please do not pull out a notebook page that has your notes on one side or the other side. All right? So just blank paper or recyclable paper, newspaper, it doesn't matter. And then we'll take a break, we'll come back and I'll show you how to make some origami.
GBN's homeschool program is brought to you in part by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. Grenada Housing Authority, transforming ideas into reality. Home Pride Inc. Your satisfaction is our ambition. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
When shopping for windows and doors, we know that price and quality matter. That's why Banfields offer you a name that speaks for itself, Oran. Oran is your solution for well-crafted aluminum and UPVC windows and doors for both residential and commercial use. Whatever the project, the Oran product always stands the test of time. So the next time you're out shopping for that lifetime investment, let Banfields be your first choice. Call us at 440-3645 or email us at info@banfields.gd. Banfields, now serving you for over 40 years.
Gravel Concrete and Emulsion Production Corporation, located at Mount Rush in St. George, is the supplier of the best quality ready-mix concrete, never compromising on strength. We are the only supplier with an in-house lab. We provide certified concrete blocks in different sizes, gravel aggregates, and imported sand at the most affordable rate. Gravel Concrete and Emulsion Production Corporation staff is courteous and committed. Construction begins with us. Call today on 440-3686.
As we prepare and remain vigilant amid the coronavirus pandemic, the GUT Credit Union remains committed to serving you and your family in the safest way possible. We have increased the frequency of cleaning and sanitizing all branches and ATMs throughout the day. In an effort to maintain the protocols of social distancing, we encourage you to use the ATMs to conduct simple transactions. For your protection and convenience, our officers are available to conduct business via telephone if needed. As a member, if you are facing financial challenges as a result of the pandemic, please contact us to discuss the range of flexible options available to you. More information can be obtained by calling 440-1354, emailing gutcu@spicile.com, or visiting www.gutcu.com. Together, we can successfully navigate through this time. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Welcome back to the program, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. As we were discussing before we took the break, we're about to see some excitement.
Oh, yes.
Some, what did he say, biology and matter and science and biology all in one, right? So we're going to head across over to the lab. We're going to call it the lab from now on. That's a lab.
Yes, Professor.
Yeah.
The whole issue of our Facebook Live, I know many persons were messaging and asking about the Facebook Live, so I believe it will be on shortly if it is not present, and we do apologize for our Facebook viewers.
Viewers, yes, of course.
But nevertheless, while Professor now he has sanitized his hands and his head, everything else is over to you now, Professor.
We're going to the lab. Let's go across the lab. So, Professor, it's over to you again.
Did you sing a happy birthday, Professor?
All the time, all the time. I said it in Spanish too.
Okay.
All right, so as I said, we normally start off with regular standard paper, right? This is 8.5 by, 8.5 by 11, all right? Or you can use A4. Now, what we're going to do is to make these frogs. And as I mentioned, standard paper, and what we try to do is to establish a square first of all. So that's a math lesson as well. So to make that square, we take the paper and we fold the short edge onto the long edge. So in folding it across like this, all right, we have that triangular shape. So this extra flap at the bottom, we can remove. Good? And I hear persons in the back of me in the studio also trying to make the frog as well. All right, so again, you fold the edge of the short side onto the long side, like this. All right, and then you can always remove the excess flap. All right, so what you would actually have there is a perfect square.
Mathematics.
And that's the math. All right? So that's a perfect square piece of paper. All right? So this fold that we have here, in origami we call this a mountain fold. All right? So we fold this corner to this corner to get this triangle. And what we're going to do is do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to open it up again and fold this corner to this corner. All right? Perfect. So then looking at that paper, I should be able to see 4 edges, so to speak.
So we're cutting the paper into quarters?
We're not cutting the paper after this.
Oh, we're not cutting it?
No.
Oh, okay. So we're folding into quarters?
We wanted a square piece of paper to start off with, right? So this is our square piece of paper, and everything we do from here on out is just folding.
Oh, okay.
Origami is all about folding. We don't cut after that. All right?
What are you doing?
Poor Mr. Alexander.
Making a frog.
Right.
Making a frog?
So I need to focus very carefully. So here, what we want to try to do is to pinch those edges that we created. And bring it all the way up to the top. See it?
No.
Alright, so again, we had those, we created 4 nice quadrants, or 4 edges. Alright, we pinched them up. So we have this on top. And then we can take 2 of the edges and bring them together, just like that. And 2 of the other side. So then we end up with a triangle again.
So we move from a square to
a triangle.
To a triangle. Okay, all right.
This is supposed to be a science lesson. This is supposed to be science. You see you're all in Franklin and math.
But you have to remember, math is the chief science.
So now we're going to get into the actual creation of the frog. And the frog goes through certain stages before it's actually ready to come onto the land and hop around. First stage is the egg.
It's the egg.
Now, it's not going to look like the typical egg, but we will call it the egg for now. So we're going to take 2 of those flaps that we have on top there, and we're going to fold it up to the top, or the apex. That's 1.
Can you lift it up when you finish so we can see?
That's 2. Sure, no problem.
Just
all right. So we took 2 of the flaps and we folded it up to the top of the triangle, or the apex of the triangle.
See maths again, eh?
Oh yes.
All right. So we'll call this the egg.
Oh, so this is the egg.
We'll call this the egg.
Oh, we're calling it the egg.
Now, in the life cycle of a frog, after the egg hatches, what comes out of the egg?
Well, what comes? Is it the larva or the pupa?
You all were talking about an EGG?
Yes.
Yeah,
this
egg.
Oh, okay.
So in the life cycle of a frog, after the egg comes a tadpole.
A tadpole.
All right?
Wait.
So we are going to create a tadpole. So we're going to turn the paper over. All right? You should be able to see a line coming down the middle of this triangle, and we can call that the backbone.
A line or a crease?
A crease, a line, whatever you like to call it.
You're being too technical now, you know.
It's coming down the middle, and we'll call that the backbone. Because remember, a frog is a vertebrate, an animal with a backbone.
With a backbone. Yeah.
Right?
Science.
Biology. So then we will fold this edge onto the backbone.
Fold the edge onto. Miss Alexander, are you actually following the instructions?
I am following.
Right.
So you finished making your frog?
On the other side.
Are you finished making your frog?
Onto the backbone.
Oh, okay. So you watch and then you try.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And if you look if you turn it over, you would see that there's somewhat of a tail like a tadpole.
Oh, so this is the head, and then
Right,
there's the
so
tail.
this would be the head of the tadpole, this is the tail. Now if you remember anything else, after the tail, the tadpole starts to develop limbs.
Yeah, right.
Right? And the first set of limbs to develop are the back legs.
Right.
So then we will take that same fold that we made just a while ago and develop the back legs by simply doing a halfway reverse fold. So
a what?
we're just going to fold it back the other way.
Oh,
but we're going to just fold it
because
halfway across.
you got very technical there.
All right? I'm sorry. So we're going to take the edge that we have on the inside here, and we're just going to fold it to halfway along that strip.
Okay, so should the edge of that halfway fold match up with the end of the first fold?
Nope.
It shouldn't.
It's just halfway along the
Okay, just halfway.
You
Okay.
see what
so,
I have here?
So wherever it falls, it falls.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. And then we do the same on the other side, because we want the frog to have two functioning legs.
All right. So let's see if we're on the right track. So we're going to show everybody what it should look like.
All right. Yeah. You can get a close-in shot.
Okay. Mine looks a bit wider. Like it looks.
All right. Now here's the nice thing. If I turn it over, you actually see that it has a shape of a tadpole. Oh, sorry, of a frog.
Oh, a frog, right.
All right, you see the legs? All right? So, make sure we get a nice close-in shot. There we go. So you can see the little legs.
Nice.
All right, so after we develop the back legs, what comes next?
Front legs?
The front legs.
Front legs.
All right, so we had these two flaps here. All right, we're going to fold it down halfway along the head of the frog to the other apex that we have down in the middle here. All right, fold the other one down as well. All right, and then we go another halfway reverse fold. All right, so you fold it back up halfway, back up halfway. I normally give it a little slant so that the legs kind of spread out a little bit. All right, and there you have it. So you have the two back legs, the two front legs, and the frog's head.
Okay.
So now the frog is ready to leave the water and come onto the land. Right? But to do that, it has to do a little bit of stretching to make sure it's land ready. So what we do is we fold that frog in half. So like the frog is doing a sit-up.
Okay, now we're getting kind of technical, huh?
Is it a
Fold in half? Fold in half is not technical, Mr. Cock.
But I mean, looking at how the frog, maybe it's just my frog.
All right?
Is it a waterproof frog?
We fold it in half.
Waterproof.
All right? And then this back part where the legs are, we fold that in half as well.
Okay. I don't think I got this down properly.
All right? And then we just kind of fluff it a bit. And that's our frog.
Bravo, bravo.
Oh yeah, I think something is wrong with my frog.
Something's wrong?
Yeah, something is wrong with my frog.
It needs to go to the ER?
Like I can't.
Whoops. Yeah, that one a little bit extra jumpy. All right. Now the lovely thing about these is that if you follow it along closely enough and you learn to make them okay, you can actually play games with them like leapfrog, or you can use them to teach lessons. So for teachers looking on, and if you have tried it and successfully been able to create it, you can use them in different lessons. Here we were able to do origami for science in terms of matter, changing physical state. We also use it to be able to explain the life cycle of an amphibian, a frog. right? We also use a lot of mathematical terminology, a lot of math terms, math words.
Yes.
Squares, triangles, you know, shapes and so on.
Apex.
So apex, edges. So you see that, you know, there are so many ways that you can take the material that you have around you to deliver so much different content for your students, and as students, so many different ways you can learn from what you have around you. So again, it's just our way of saying, hey, look, we know you're inside. It might be difficult to get some of the material that you might like to get your lessons done, but there's stuff that you can use in your everyday running of things to help you learn. So, you know, you're not, as we said earlier on, you're not home alone. You know, you're home with all of us. So that's, in short, our lesson for today. Again, you can find a lot of these types of origami figures on YouTube. YouTube is an excellent resource. You know, you can just log on, type in origami, right? And, you know, look for things to do. There are some very simple ones, and as you get better at it, there are more complex ones that you can learn to make as well.
So you can also color them, Professor?
Yes, yes. I didn't have any colors, but I have, you know, a trusty pencil, you know, so I can probably make a little eyelet.
And color them. Yeah.
You like
so
the color?
There's a lot you can do with it.
But you like the coloring part, don't you?
I actually have an origami book that comes in different colors, you know, so you can use different colored paper and create different shapes. You can make flowers, you can make birds, you can make, you name it.
Okay. And we said that we were going to ask you, as part of your homework, maybe to let us see what you made. And if you want to use the technology, you can run a short video as to how you went about making your frog, and let us see what the end product will be.
Well, of course, they can send in their frogs on WhatsApp. Take a picture of what you would have made if you're following. No, right? Yeah. No, yeah. And follow it and send a picture. No, I'm just testing out my frog. It doesn't really look like a frog, but it does hop very well.
What I'd also encourage as well, I mean, some persons may not have been able to follow along, like play by play, but you might have an idea of how to make something else, a bird, a swan, you know that thing that we had in school, pick a number, pick a color, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe you can send in a submission of that, and you can teach your classmates how to make something. So
as well.
That's an idea as well.
Right. So, Mr. Alexander, can I see your frog?
My frog is over by the professor.
Oh, so your frog was able to leap from here all over by the professor. Okay, so this is my frog. It's not exactly as good looking as the professor's, but it does hop. You see? It does hop. It hops pretty high though. Like, I mean, look.
Great job, Professor. And I think I want to be in the teacher to ask students to call in and more or less sum up what you have learned from the lesson today.
Definitely.
We heard about the...
There's a lot of lessons in there,
aren't there? Yes. We heard about different words. Maybe you can call and share something. What about matter? You heard about matter. You heard about the life cycle of the frog. So I think we should take a few callers to really evaluate, to hear what you have learned from this lesson, because guess what? It's homeschool.
Right, but before we go there though, remember we are expecting calls to come in for the 3 words that I would have given you prior to going over to the professor, right?
You mean the milk words?
You are the only one who are calling them the milk words. But yes, those words, right? Evaporation, condensation, sublimation. These are the words that you were supposed to check for me. There was a word that the professor used. Professor, I like that word you use. Physical change. That's a pretty good word. And when you're dealing with matter and you deal with physical change of matter, there's a few things you need to know about physical change. Yeah? Now, you spoke about change of shape.
Right.
Change the size. The look can even change. Because, I mean, if we decide to color this paper, we can, of course,
be changing the look.
The color would change. But something that you realize about physical change is that it can always go back to its original form. Isn't it? I mean, it's kind of wet now because we did have to tear out a piece of this paper. But if we unfold this frog, I'm not going to unfold mine because I'm not too sure I can make a new one. But if we unfold this frog, we still have the exact same piece of paper that we started with, isn't it? And that is what you call physical change as it results as it refers to matter. So matter, you have, as he mentioned, physical change and also chemical change. And when you have chemical change, you get a whole new product. I mean, we did get a frog, but it's still paper, right, Professor?
That is correct.
That is correct. Awesome. So we have some persons on the WhatsApp business, and they would have sent in their frogs. They would have sent it. Is there anything else we can make though, apart from frogs?
So much more. As I said, I learned to make some of these in school.
Okay.
Right, so the frog was actually the first thing that we learned to make. That's how we remember the life cycle of the amphibian.
Oh, okay.
It goes from egg to tadpole to adult, and then, you know, being able to identify that the tadpole will develop back legs and front legs.
Oh, nice.
So that actually helped us in the primary school that I went to.
That's a very good lesson. Excellent.
Yeah,
lesson.
but you know, you could also use them. Some people go as far as making things like spiders and elephants.
Wow.
Yeah.
I used to make boats.
Yeah, I used to make a lot of boats as well.
Right, boats and paper hats. Anything that involves folding paper is essentially what origami is.
I made some really good jets.
What's the word again?
Origami.
Origami.
Okay.
That's not English.
I'll have to look that up.
But we were looking at one on the WhatsApp earlier. Let's take a look at that, Professor. Maybe you can give some feedback on that one.
Sure.
Did we get a name?
Oh, that's brilliant.
It looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have any names on this one, but that person has been paying attention, unlike Mr. Alexander, because he doesn't have a frog. So good job to whoever that person is with a wonderful frog. This is Mr. Alexander's frog.
It came back. Now we're talking about physical change. It went back, so physical change.
Oh my. We have another one on the WhatsApp. Can we see it? Please. This is my frog.
Great.
That's very good.
Yes, that's great. I think that is from, I saw the name earlier. Nakelia Roberts. That's the name. Nakelia Roberts.
So I can see all that is missing there is to bend the frog in half.
Fold. Oh, okay.
Fold it in half and then fold halfway back so that you get that spring in the legs.
So that it can jump.
So that it can jump.
It can. We know frogs jump, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they do. They don't walk around like me and you. They jump.
So based on your last lesson, frogs jump and the frog jumps.
Oh, right. No, subject verb agreement. Right. The frog jumps, but the frogs jump.
Yes.
That's correct. So we have another one. Let's see. Taj Bowen. That is Taj Bowen's frog.
The frog is on a rock.
I think so. Yes, that frog, look at it, it's on a rock.
That's a nice one.
All right. So we, of course, going to open the lines again because we have a few questions that we were asking. Remember, you need to tell me. So we're going to take it in order, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to give you some time to think. So you need to tell me right now what these words refer to, and maybe you might want to give me an example. Of course, we have evaporation, condensation, sublimation, as it refers to matter. And then, of course, Mr. Alexander would like to know.
I noted it here. The life cycle of the frog.
Yes, what you would have learned from the professor. So we're taking it one by one, and we already have a caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
Good.
Where are you calling us from?
St. Patrick's.
St. Patrick. We have a lot of St. Patrick people in the house today,
yes.
And which school do you attend?
St. Patrick's RC.
St. Patrick's RC. Very good. All right. Tell us. So you have three words there: evaporation, condensation, sublimation. What does the first one mean?
Evaporation. Turning liquid to gas.
Turning a liquid into gas. Okay. What's the next one? The next one is condensation.
Condensation.
Are you there?
Turning gas to solid.
Turning gas to solid. Condensation.
Uh,
All right. Well, I'm not going to tell you if you're wrong or right because we want to entertain a few more calls, right?
Yes.
Right. And then, so give us the last one. Sublimation. All right, I think that caller would have left. We have answer on the WhatsApp, Mr. Alexander. So evaporation is the process when a liquid is heated and turns into a gas. It occurs on the surface of a liquid. I like that because there is a very important word there that we have to consider, and that's the word heat.
Yes.
So whenever a liquid is in the process of heat, extreme heat, it eventually turns into a gas.
So give us an example.
So, you know, if you're cooking or you put water on the fire, now sometimes when you go back and you look at the water, it's not the same amount of water that you put on there, isn't it?
Okay.
And you wonder, what happened to the water? That's exactly what happened to the water. The water simply evaporated or turned into a gas, and well, it's in the air now.
Okay.
Moving from one state to the other. Condensation is the changing of state of a gas to a liquid. Cooling is applied in gases. In gases, decreases the kinetic energy in gases from a liquid. Did that person Google that answer? But it is correct. It is correct.
Of course, the use of technology.
The use of it is definitely correct. And then we have sublimation is the change of a solid directly to a gas phase. Now, cooling is necessary for condensation, heating for evaporation, and both cooling and heating can be used in sublimation. And this one is from, what's the person's name? I'm not seeing the name too far. Right, Quissy Williams of the St. Max Secondary School. Oh, good job, Quissy. So that is, should I say it's correct or should we take another one?
Let's take another one.
Let's take another one. We have another caller on the line. So we have to go, Alexander, go to that caller.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
What is your response?
Evaporation is heating, condensation is cooling, and sublimation is from solid to gas.
From solid to gas. No, solid to gas is correct. I'll give you that one. The first two, though, they're missing something.
Yes.
They're missing something. Because I can turn a solid into a liquid by heating as well, but it's not evaporation. So you can't just say heating, eh?
You talk about melting.
Melting. There you go. Melting. Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm very impressed by you. And then, of course, okay, let me test you. So if I turn a liquid into a solid using cold or cooling, what do you call that one?
Ice.
Well,
in the process?
The process.
Let's leave that for a caller.
All right. So thank you very much for your response, caller. The first two, though, are missing something, but you're almost there. We have another one on the WhatsApp. Let's see. Grenada Christian Academy, I believe that's what the person. Evaporation is a change from liquid to gas. Condensation is a change from gas to liquid. They don't have anything on sublimation there. Good answers. That's Jaden Lewis. If I'm going to take the answers, the name from since last week, Wednesday, that's Jaden Lewis of Grenada Christian Academy. So good job there in that one.
Regular customer.
Yeah, regular customer. We have a call on the line, Mr. Williams. It's Alexander. Why do I keep calling you Mr. Williams?
Williams is easier to spell.
Maybe. Same among the letters, but I think it was the Quissy Williams. It's still in my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a call on the line? Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Oriel Bishop.
Happy Monday to you, Oriel.
Thank you.
And it's good to have you back on the program.
Thanks.
Right. Do you have some answers for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Evaporation changes liquid. It changes liquid to gas. Condensation. It collects as droplets on a cold surface when humid air is in contact with it. And the last one is sublimation?
Sublimation, yes.
Okay. It changes from gas to liquid.
Right, it changes from a gas to a liquid, sublimation.
Example, ice, I think.
Sublimation changing from a gas to liquid. Not
ice, sorry.
Not really.
Close,
very close.
Sorry. Sublimation, it changes from the solid to gas without passing through liquid state.
Yes, solid to gas. All right. So
wow.
Yes.
I'm just making association. While I know you, when I spoke of the milk words and evaporate, and I speak to evaporated milk. Evaporate to me is to go up.
To go up, definitely to go up.
And when you condense something,
comes down.
You bring it together and you go down.
Because what happens when you condense something, it gets heavier.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I take this piece of paper, it would take longer to fall if I just leave it like this. But if I condense it,
it goes down.
It falls faster.
So like when we use the helicopter next time, besides you opening to go down, you close
and go down faster.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fact we had a rough landing this morning. I was very disappointed in that. We had a rough landing this morning. But of course, we have, those words may seem like big words, but it's stuff that occurs every single day. Now, let me give you an example. We spoke about the example of evaporation, right?
Yes.
So whenever we see what we call steam coming from a pot of boiling water or food, that is actually evaporation.
Okay.
That is the liquid that has just turned into a gas. The steam is the gas. Sometimes we may see it settling on the top of the pot lid. Professor, you with me on that one, right? Yeah. Right, on the top of the pot lid. Yeah. Remember she spoke about the gas landing on a cool surface.
Yes.
The pot lid is a lot cooler than the bottom, so when that gas touches there, it cools and it turns back into a liquid. That's how we get rain, actually.
Yes.
That's actually how we get rain.
As a matter of fact, always a whole different lesson, the explanation for climate change. I remember we used to have lots of, in recent times we noticed lots of floods and other things. It's because the surface, the sea or whatever is heated. It gets more direct sunlight. And as a result, evaporation
takes place. Yes,
of course. I know thing, man.
You just don't know how to make a frog, but you know thing. But yes, that is basically how it works, and you can find all sorts of examples all over the internet, in your textbook as well. Well, on YouTube, I know you can go and you can find all sorts of examples. There is something called dry ice. You ever heard of dry ice?
Yes.
It's actually air or gas that they freeze, right? And then it turns into a solid, and that is what sublimation really is.
What is it used to do?
For, well, yes, carbon dioxide gas, that's what you refer to it. But you can use it for a lot of different things. I know in concerts and music videos, you use it to just give you this kind of foggy, but it freezes really quick. So if you want something to get cold really quick, you put it in some dry ice.
So dry ice?
Yeah, it means there's no liquid.
Freezing?
Freezing, yeah.
Okay. What happens when it melts?
It turns into a gas. It fogs up the place. That's what it does.
I'm just checking this.
We know. But of course, we're going to take a break right now, and we're going to come back with some more interesting stuff for you. It's a very interesting day regardless, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
Science again.
Science. Science is always interesting. Yeah. I'm with the professor today.
But you saw the math in the science.
Well, remember.
You learn about squares. You learn about triangles.
You know,
you learn about half.
Professor, we need to do something about his biasness towards this maths. You know, there are a lot of other subject areas. But I want you to know, students, that if you love science, then you have to love maths as well, because maths is actually the chief science.
They are cousins.
Well, yeah, okay, fine, cousins. But we take a break right now. We come back in just a few moments. All right, don't go anywhere.
Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain. We will get through this together. As much as we are a part of your community, you are a part of who we are. Let's take care of each other during this time, as we always do. And soon, we know that with the dawn of that new day, all of this will be over, and our land will once again be healed. In the meantime, stay safe. Know that we're here for you. Courts, bringing value home.
We all want a home that matches our way of life. But it's not just about building or buying a dream home or purchasing land with the most breathtaking view. It's about finding the bank that would make you feel at home. A Home Easy Loan from Republic is your best choice. It's more than a mortgage, it's peace of mind.
Visit any of our 6 branches. Submit your application forms on our website or talk to us on Facebook. Experience peace of mind today. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Loquito, velho.
Okay.
Chito, velho. So welcome back, everybody, and welcome back to the program. We had a pretty interesting lesson.
Very much so. And when I check the live, I'm seeing persons indicating that they missed the last fall. Ray of Frog, Professor.
Oh.
We may have to ask you to go back to check the live. And I also know we do have a rebroadcast on GBN TV. So maybe you can pick it up there.
Yeah, definitely.
To get that. But excellent job, Professor.
Yes, job well done. He's always surprising people. He's always coming with some sort of surprises for us. It's always exciting when the professor decides to actually come on screen. He's always here, but he doesn't always come on screen.
He's always here.
I think maybe because he doesn't always get his hair done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the science in it. And he spent so much time this morning removing his nails.
Yeah.
For television.
All right, but we're moving forward, of course, and we are going to do a little bit of a recap later on about what we just learned in our science lesson. But earlier on, Mr. Alexander was going to give us a few suggestions as to stuff that we can do when we're home, isn't it?
While we're home.
While we're home. I remember...
This thing is serious.
Yeah, it is serious. It is
serious. It's dead serious.
Yeah.
And we want to... It will not be as before. Our lives will change.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a period in our life when possibly families will spend the most time together.
Yes, yes.
Stay inside.
Stay inside. Remember hashtag home alone together, right? So we're home, homeschooled right now, and you're home, but we're home together.
Yes.
Yes.
And once you're inside, but before we, I hope. We had some videos that we wanted to share.
That was one of the things I was about to come to. Because
if we can get one or two of these videos, it's like practical ways in which you can do some things at home before we share. So if we're able to get it from Master Control.
Yeah. Right. So they will be coming now. But as you rightfully said, there is so much things that we can do when we're home. And we see persons getting so creative.
Yes.
There's one in particular, I don't know if we can get our one first. Apparently this is what Easter 2020 will be looking like. Easter 2020.
And you better go and buy a large fan if you want to fly.
Oh my. But would they get the fan now though, because places are closed?
Till 7 o'clock.
Till 7 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, places are closed a little earlier.
So this is what our Easter 2020
may look like. I would want to fly a bamboo.
Then you might actually need a bigger fan.
Oh yeah.
You might actually need a bigger fan. But even though it's funny, but still.
It brings out the creativity.
Yes.
Can we get it again?
I would not.
I always ask for anchor and I cannot get it. Oh yes. So this is what our 2020 Easter
It's gonna look like.
may look like.
Yeah, but of course the enjoyment is still there. Persons have to fly the kite. You want to fly a bamboo?
Yes.
How are you going to fly a bamboo inside?
I may just have to get a generator.
And a really big fan?
Yes.
What about if we get a ceiling fan? Would that work?
No. You want the kite to crash. We're not simulating a hurricane.
Oh, okay.
Any other video?
But of course, hold on, wait, because this one, Mr. Alexander, you said for me earlier, and I almost died laughing. We're home alone,
yes.
And like there are some persons that are, they're not with family, but they're actually alone
by themselves.
But this guy is having a lot of fun playing his game alone. Let's watch this one.
And what's good about this? He's also being physical.
Very physical.
He's also being physical because we're asked to be physical at this time.
I'm wondering though, is it necessary that he sits every time he's about to play?
Well, you can't stand up and play. You might be keeping it to the other hand. Yeah.
But yeah, he's very physical. We have another one. Let's see this one. All right.
And we're going online.
Online banking.
Online banking.
Online banking. Yes. But this one,
banking, boy.
This one has a very strong message to it, because I remember when they spoke about like the different surfaces that the virus can actually be spread on, money was one of the things that came up to be one of the dirtiest surface.
So maybe that's why he washed it.
He washed it. So it's not just online banking, it's money laundering as well.
But on a serious note there, we want to share a little information. It is not cast in stone based on your environment. However, one of the things we want to suggest is that you find time to pray.
Yes, definitely.
Prayer. We know the power of prayer. And as beyond that, if we continue after today, I think we have planned a prayer a session for prayers. And we know prayers from students, from children, what it is like. So
very strong.
We want you to focus on prayer. So when it comes to that, we are going to give the expectation. But one of the first things we want to ensure that at least you find time to do some prayers.
Yes, definitely.
Of course, the hygienic rules to follow. What Professor said to us?
It was catch it, dash it, and wash it.
Yes.
Yes.
And we know what it is to always sing the happy birthday song
twice.
And all of these things. And if you follow on GBN, I know, and of course, we're no short of this kind of information now. As best as possible, we really follow. The issue of wearing masks and these and the gloves, and so I leave that for the professional. But at the same time, let us be as hygienic as possible.
Definitely.
Being fit, being physical. We hope that you find time to do stretches and not remain in one place. There are YouTube videos one can follow in terms of exercising.
Definitely.
And that too can be a very good way of going through that phase where we are expected to stay inside.
Right, but talking about that, I know that the professor was actually planning to get all dressed up and do a sort of dancer-size session with the children. So sometime this week, though, if we again
we're saying if.
Yeah,
we're saying if.
Because of course we know what is going to happen from tonight.
Yes.
So persons might be restricted. So if we are on during the rest of the week, the professor will definitely be here in his tracksuit
Shots.
Shots?
No, that could be disastrous.
Yeah, so tracksuit, right? And his sneakers, and he will go through a bit of routine where you can actually pay attention and do a little bit of, well, is it dance exercise, Professor?
Yeah, we can do a dance exercise.
Right, dance exercise. Dance aerobics. Oh, wow, big words. All right, so yeah.
Well, I can dance, so I may have to just do the wiper. What is the wiper dance?
Wait, so that's the wiper dance?
I think so.
That doesn't look like a wiper.
There's a famous Calypsonian. They always say do the wiper dance. But anyways, that's Calypso and Carnival in itself. Play games. There are different games we can play. We can play interactive games. We see the dominoes and cards being played. Tell us 5 card games one can play.
I'm a big fan of Uno. Uno. Do you know Uno?
You can play Uno with cards?
Well, you need the Uno cards to play Uno.
Oh, say Uno cards.
You need Uno cards to play Uno, yes.
Right.
I know.
Uno?
What's it?
What's the meaning of Uno?
One.
That's the meaning of it, or that's the Spanish for it?
Well, I don't know. There's not an English meaning for the word Uno, but Uno means one, as far as I know. But that's what the card game is about. It's about having the last card. Also, we have AKQ Jack 10.
Yes.
You ever play AKQ Jack 10?
Yes. Yes.
Right? Sojipak. I play Sojipak. Then there is Romy.
Is Sojipak no, Sojipak is not the same as Thief the Pack.
I don't know.
Do you know about Thief the Pack?
Where are you from?
I come down from Carriacou every day.
Oh, I thought I came down from Carriacou. But then you technically come down from Carriacou when you come to pick me up with your helicopter, right?
Yes.
Right, okay. So maybe where you from, it's different? Maybe Sojipak,
So you don't know, well, maybe it's a different name. So you do not know the game Thief the Pack?
No.
Do you know the game 4 on the board?
4 on the board? No.
Well, where are you from? Where are you from?
But where
are you from?
I'm from Carriacou.
Oh, okay. So 4 on the board, you put 4 cards on the board, and then you match. So if I have 4, and I take 4 from off the board, if you have another 4 in your hand, I can take it from you because I.
Oh, okay. You ever play Romy?
I heard about Romy.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a counting game, so there's a lot of maths in it. It's a counting game. It's also a matching game, so it's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a game I used to play where you put on all the cards, as you spoke about matching, put on all the cards, and then you take up, you guess to see if it's not matching with the one you have in your hand.
Okay.
Put it down. If it matches, you put it, and at the end of the game, you check to see who has.
Okay. There's another one that I know where if you and some friends or family members are playing, you get the card, you wet the back of it, and you put it on your forehead.
Yes.
And what you try to do is that they have to give you clues to try to guess the card that you have, because you can't see the card that you have.
Okay. So boys and girls, there just might be a game that you know of, and you would want to call to share what the game is like. As we continue to speak of games, we know there are animated games,
yes.
Video games, where you can connect with your peers, and so that's a good way of keeping ourselves together. There are also lots of online games. There are apps, and as we say apps, they're maths apps. There are also English apps that you can go on to, what do you call it? Your Android market?
The Play Store, the Google Play Store.
Right.
But it depends on which phone that you're using. If you have Apple, then you go on the, is it?
The Apple?
Yeah, I'm not even sure, the iPhone. But anyways, we're going to talk a little bit more about that when we come back. We're going to take a break for the moment, and we're going to rush right back to you with some more information on what you can do when you're home. Remember, we're home alone together, hashtag. Can you do the hashtag?
Home Alone is my favorite movie.
Yeah, but we're home alone together. Like me, you know, we're home alone together. So you're not alone. Okay. I'm with you. Home alone together. We'll take a break right now.
Gravel Concrete and Emulsion Production Corporation, located at Mount Rush in St. George, is the supplier of the best quality ready-mix concrete, never compromising on strength. We are the only supplier with an in-house lab. We provide certified concrete blocks in different sizes, gravel aggregates, and imported sand at the most affordable rate. Gravel Concrete and Emulsion Production Corporation staff is courteous and committed. Construction begins with us. Call today on 440-3686.
I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their financing, giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way, from birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and programs, including financial literacy quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso program, junior cooperatives in secondary schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain. We will get through this together. As much as we are a part of your community, you are a part of who we are. Let's take care of each other during this time, as we always do. And soon, we know that with the dawn of that new day, all of this will be over, and our land will once again be healed. In the meantime, stay safe. Know that we're here for you. Courts, bringing value home.
Welcome back to the program, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We had such a wonderful discussion during the break. We were looking at games and stuff that you can do when you're home.
Oh, yes.
And I think you got a few suggestions on the WhatsApp.
Oh, yes. Let me just say good morning to teacher Rachel Bartholomew. And she said we can do pong stone.
I don't even know what pong stone is.
But I know you used to heave up one and then see how much you could pick up.
But I think that is supposed to be jacks, right?
Oh yes, that
one is supposed to be jacks. Yes.
And then, well, maybe pong stone is like your thing and see how you can get. So if you know how to play pong stone, maybe you can call.
Oh, send us a video. Send us a video.
Or send us a video. And we're hoping, folks, that because it's television, as much as possible when you do something, and I think we have something lined up a little later, caught being positive, and we want you to record. So during this period that we're into, it might be a good thing to record some certain things. Let me just continue with what she said. So the same jacks with stone that you mentioned, and country animal, boy, girl, eat, drink, total. Yes. That kind of. Do you know how to play that game?
Of course I do.
Okay, let's play. Let's play. Professor, you're standing by. We're playing a game of country animal, boy. To keep it at that.
So we're just country boy.
Country boy.
Okay, well,
animal.
you know, in
country boy animal.
In different parts of Grenada, though, they list it differently, yeah?
Yes.
Because you know it as country animal.
Country animal, boy, girl, eat, drink, total.
Right, so I know it as country boy, girl, eat, drink, animal, total. It's the same thing, it's just, they're just listed differently.
Okay.
All right, anyways, the gist of the game works like this. I'm going to give you a letter, or I'm going to give the board a letter. I'm going to give everybody a letter. And
you're going to give a letter, or you're going to say a letter?
I'm going to say a letter. Okay. And everybody has to try to use that letter to find names of these different categories. So if, let's say, I use C, right? Let's use C. So
Country animal boy. Let's see with country animal boy.
Country animal boy. So you're going to give me.
Come on, you have to.
Let's see. What's a girl? Country animal boy girl.
Yeah, country animal boy girl.
Country animal boy girl.
Right. That's 4.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going to give you the letter C. You have to tell me a country that starts with C. You can't make it up. It has to be an actual country. An animal that starts with C, a boy that starts with C, and a girl that starts with C.
But it starts differently in our area.
How do you start it?
I would tell you to
start and stop. I was just running through an example.
Okay.
I was just running through an example. Okay.
Let's do a quick game.
Let's do a quick game. Okay, fine. So
are you writing?
Well, we should write. We should write. So
should write.
At least we'll not make it very long, but so country
and
animal boy.
Country
animal boy girl.
Boy girl.
Right.
And guess what? We're gonna take 2 callers before we give our answers.
So they're going to give us the answers?
They are going to give us the answers.
Okay, so...
And added to that, the persons on the WhatsApp are on the live. You can also share your responses. So this is a whole, how we call it? Virtual game.
Virtual game, right, I like that. So, remember the numbers, 440-1252. You're going to call that 405-1357. We have to play the game first, and then you're going to call in, and you're going to share your answers with us. So,
okay, let's tell Professor Start.
All right, Professor Start.
You want me to share my answer?
No. You have to start, run the alphabet through your head. Whatever we say stop, whatever letter you end up on, then you tell us, okay?
Okay. Hold on, but you are the one to say stop.
Well, if I say start, then I say stop, yes.
Right, so the person who is saying start is the one who should say
stop. Right.
And one of the objectives of the game also too, because you're the one who pressing the buzzer, you're the one who is saying start or stop. You try to write your stuff fast so that
faster than everybody else. All right, so Professor, I'm going to tell you start. You tell me the letter, and then when I say stop, you just tell me the letter, and then we'll start writing right away.
Got it. Let's go.
Before we go, the points.
Okay, it's 10 for each if you have an original, but if what you have is the same as the next person, then you get 5.
All right.
Right? Ready? Professor, ready?
Ready.
Start. Stop.
G.
Stop. Oh, okay. So
2 callers.
So we'll take 2 callers. We'll take 2 callers and maybe one WhatsApp.
Well, one's the WhatsApp is there.
One's the WhatsApp is there. So the answer is G. The letter is G. Country, animal, boy, girl. If you give us that, then you'll be able to get some points as long as it doesn't match with ours.
We have not given a prize today.
No, we have not.
Right. So once you get full marks,
that's 40 marks. Yes.
You are going to be a winner.
A winner. Let's go. So the lines are open now. Let's hear your answers. I think we have a call on the line. First call on the line.
Good morning, caller. Hello.
Good morning.
Right. So tell us your name, please.
Jeremiah Peterkin.
Jeremiah Peterkin. So tell us, what do you have for country?
Grenada.
So I have Grenada too. So you get
that's 5 points.
You get half.
That's 5 points. What do you have, Professor?
I have Ghana.
I have Ghana.
You sure? I want to come over there and see.
That's pretty original.
You want to see my answers?
That's pretty original.
So I have Ghana. For animal, I have gold.
Well, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So you have Ghana. You have Ghana. I have Guyana.
But I was thinking Ghana, but I didn't want to go there.
When I look at my paper, I had Grenadines in it.
Yeah, that's not a country. That's not a country.
Okay. So what is your animal?
Goat.
Goat.
What do you have?
Gorilla.
That's not what you have.
What do you have, Professor?
Goldfish.
Goldfish.
Wow. Okay. I had goat as well.
No. Is goldfish an animal?
Yes, it is.
It is? It is.
It's not a fish?
Yes. Yes, it's a specific type of it.
Okay.
Okay.
We will leave that for the technology.
All right, so Mr. Pitakin has goat. You also have goat, right? I can see your paper. You have goat.
You are picking. You are picking. So I get another 5, Mr. Pitakin.
All right, 5. Well, we all get 5 because I have goat as well. Mr. Pitakin, what do you have for boy? George. Yeah. What do you have, Professor?
I have Godfrey.
Godfrey. Oh, okay.
And you?
I have Gavin.
Obviously, Glenn.
So that's 10 across the board. And what about girl?
Jillian.
You have Jillian. Yeah. What do you have, Mr. Pitakin? Gabby. Is that what you said?
What do you have?
Hello? Yes, what do you have for girl? Jenna. Uh-huh. What do you have?
Jenna is not J. How do you spell that, Jenna?
Oh, Gabby.
You sure? Gabby so far from Jenna?
Jenna, yeah. What do you have?
I have Glenna.
Oh.
I actually have Janelle.
Okay.
Yes. You know Janelle?
I know.
Oh, okay. So that is 10 points for me.
So Mr. Pitakin, check up. I have 5, 10, 20, 30. I have 30. How much do you have?
I have 35.
How much do you have, Mr. Pitakin? 30. Professor?
40.
So Professor is a winner.
Yes, good job though, Carla. Good job.
I think we'll give Mr. Pitakin a prize.
Yes.
All right.
We do have some on the WhatsApp. Thank you very much, Carla, for playing with us. We have one on the WhatsApp.
Okay.
Let's see what we have on the WhatsApp. Right. So you have Canada. No, that was a C. Okay. For Guyana, Goat, Gibbs, and Gabella.
Yes.
Maybe Gabriella.
From Jadon Lewis, Greater Christian Academy. Jadon Lewis.
Okay.
So Gabella.
Great.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
So this is just an example of a game that you can play with your family. I know too. When we used to play cards in my earlier days, we used to play for water.
For water?
Yeah, when you lose,
you drink water.
When you come last, whether it is domino or cards, when you come last in the game, in the case of the card, if you have the largest count, you
drink water.
You drink water. Whenever you lose a game, or you come last in an activity, you drink water. But that might just be unhealthy issue, but it's just a little.
I think it's a pretty good way to stay hydrated. Make sure that you're hydrated. There's another one that I like, Mr. Alexander. It's called Hands of a Ladybird. You ever play that one?
No.
Now, even though it says hands, you don't necessarily have to touch anybody. It's a little singing game that you can play with a lot of people, and it's a game that you can use for teachers. You can use it in your classroom as well, if you want to find examples of different categories.
So you know what? If you know of the game, how the game is being played, we want you to call now, and then we're going to play the game with you live.
Okay, right. So Hands of a Ladybird.
So give us a little intro while we await a caller.
All right, it's a pretty easy game to play. We just need to figure out a category, and we're supposed to give an example of that category. So let's say, for example,
let's stick with science.
Oh, let's stick with science.
Let's stick with science.
So earlier on we spoke about vertebrates, right? So let's stick to vertebrates. Let's say we're talking about vertebrates. So it goes like this. It's a singing game. Hands of a ladybird. You never know. Names of vertebrates. Listen, no hesitation, no concentration. We're starting with Glenn. And right there, you're supposed to give me the name of a vertebrate.
Okay, but you have different categories. We can choose different categories in...
Yeah, choose a lot of different categories. You want to choose one in math?
No. Do we have a caller?
I think we have a caller. Good morning, caller. I think we would have lost that one. So you want to start, me and you, and then we'll see how we go? Yeah. So whoever doesn't find or uses a word that is not in the category loses that game.
Okay.
I think we have another caller, though.
You're ringing.
humans.
Yes, caller, you're on live.
Hello?
Yes, what's your name?
Michael Toussaint.
Michael Toussaint. St. Patrick's in the house.
St. Patrick's in the house. St. Patrick's is raining today.
I wonder if GBN have a fixed line
to St. Patrick's?
To St. Patrick.
Yeah, we just have to press 1.
All right, so you're there, Toussaint?
Yes.
Right, you know the game?
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Cox, you will call a shot. Are you in, Professor?
Long.
I'm in.
Okay.
You're in. All right, so we'll go like this. So it's me, you.
I go call the names off.
Well, what?
I'll call. Isn't there a part called names off?
But it's supposed to be in the song.
Yeah.
Right. So it's me, you, Professor Toussaint.
Okay.
We can work with that?
Right.
That's the order. Now, if you break the order or your turn come and you don't give a name, then you're out.
Okay.
You ready?
You ready, Toussaint?
Yes.
Right. So let's go. Hands of a ladybird. We never know. Names of
buses.
Buses? Oh, we're doing buses? Okay, buses. Fine.
Names of buses.
Names of buses. No hesitation. No concentration. Starting with Mr. Cox. No chill.
Predator.
Instructor.
The only thing you wanna.
Mr. Toussaint was kind of late.
Mr. Toussaint?
Yes.
You don't know the name of a bus?
Name of a bus.
Hello?
A name of a bus?
Yes, sir.
No, apparently he doesn't know the name of a bus.
A name of a boss?
Yes. He caught you off guard with that one, didn't he?
Xander?
Xander, that's a big boss, yeah.
You sure there's a bus named Xander?
Yeah, there's a bus named Xander.
What is Xander number?
Thank you very much, Mr. Toussaint, for calling in and playing with us.
Yeah, so this is just another example of a game
that you can play when you're
home. Many games that one can play.
Yes.
And you can play for, as you say that, I remember we used to play a game with corn.
Ship sail.
Yeah, and you could do the popcorn too.
Popcorn as well, yeah.
You know it?
Yeah, ship sail, how many men on board? Not this one?
Did you say sleep sail?
I don't even know what the word is, you know. Ship sail.
It's ship because the question at the end will be how
many men on board?
On deck.
On deck?
Yeah.
Oh, I know it was board.
How many men on board?
Yeah.
Professor?
It's either one could work, honestly.
So it's a play with words?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. And you can do it for popcorn, you can do it for corn.
Yes.
You can do it for snacks.
Yes.
Good.
Right. But there's so much different things that you can play in our day of exercise. If we do get that, I'm going to demonstrate another game for you. It's called Up and Down the Deck. You know it, Professor?
Keep moving.
Up and down the deck, keep moving. Up and down the deck, keep moving. Up and down the deck, keep moving. Captain.
So you do what the captain says?
No, it's a game where you're supposed to listen and not necessarily look at what the instructor is doing. Because you have different commands, right? You have captain, where you stand and you salute. You have admiral, where you stand at attention, and then you have bomb drop or boom overhead, where you drop down to the ground.
So is it like in the river on the bank?
Kinda in a way. So you start moving up and down the deck, keep moving up and down the deck, keep moving up and down the deck, keep moving. Captain. If I say captain though, I may not necessarily show the position of captain, but if you don't salute, then you're out.
Oh, yes.
So it's a really good game to keep physical.
Oh yes.
And it's lovely.
Very much so.
Yes.
However, there are other areas. Well, we spoke of games. Let me just look down my list. I know the persons who are part of my Facebook page, all 2-3 o'clock in the morning, there are questions being asked and persons being inboxing the issue of brain teasers.
Yes, yes.
I think once we continue, we always say once we continue after today,
yes.
We will get the chance. But if you go online, and there are lots of brain teasers, you can rather interesting. I have some unique ones in terms of you just might be chatting online and you can be a DJ.
A DJ?
Yeah, so you drop a tune in your friend's inbox and when that tune finish, the friend will drop another tune.
I like that one. I like that one. I like that one.
Of course, students, the issue of writing and composing and so on, even more at this time, it would be nice to record some of these things. We did not say it or made it clear, but once we continue after today, the issue of a talent search. So it would be nice to record your poems and your songs and your dance and anything that you choose to do that can be shared to possibly make us smile or be an interesting view for any of your friends. I know we had, I do not know if Master Control is ready, but I know we had a video for COT doing something positive.
Right, so we're jumping into our section right now for COT doing positive. We do have a video there for that segment, COT being positive. I think, so let's...
just before we take it, we want to invite a caller to see if you can identify who is in that COT being positive.
Positive video. Right, so after the video is finished, of course, as Mr. Alexander said, you're going to call in and you're going to tell us if you think you know who that person is, one of those persons.
At least one of those persons.
Yes, in COT being positive. So let's look at that video now.
And if you notice, the kids are having fun.
They're having a lot of fun.
They're having fun. That person seems as if they're tired.
They've been walking out very hard, eh?
Yeah. Or is it just for the camera?
I think it's just for the camera. Onto the sit-ups now. Let's go. 1, 2. Can you feel that burn?
And they're having fun.
Yes. So then we have children as well as an adult. We don't know who that adult is yet.
Yeah.
COT being positive.
Yes, it's a good workout.
It's a good workout, yes. So thank you very much for that submission there. Of course, you can also be COT being positive. Send us your videos of you doing something rather positive at home while you stay at home at this moment. All right, and then we can feature you on our show on GBN Homeschool once we continue. We have a call on the line, so we're going to take our final caller and then we're going to wrap up, Mr. Alexander.
We're going to do it.
Right, so I think we would have lost that caller. But as we get ready to leave, it's surprising that we can't stay with you for the entire day. But I think the caller had returned to the... So let's take that caller. Hello? Remember, caller, you're supposed to listen to us on the phone and not the television, okay? All right, so we would have lost that caller there. So, Mr. Alexander, as we wrap up now, it was a rather interesting day. We had a lot of stuff being up for discussion. Remember, it was a serious show today.
It is.
Yes.
And folks, we want to encourage everyone, our students also, to ensure that we adhere to what the authorities are saying. They're encouraging all of us to remain on the inside.
Yes.
We know that it would not be an easy thing for all of us, but at the same time, we have to apply what is being said. I mean, there are regulations, and I think GBN, we do a very good job in disseminating such information. And I think we were told that there will be an official announcement at 2 by the Prime Minister. We stand subject to this. But at the same time, we want to ensure that all of us remain safe, so at the end of the day, we're able to be out again to fellowship and to be back with our regular routine.
Right.
But regular meaning that, of course, there will be changes applied.
Of course. And of course, you can stay tuned to GBN for that address at 2 p.m. later on today. So as we get ready to wrap up, Professor, have any closing words?
Yeah, I would say follow the health directions. Stay inside. By staying inside, you keep yourself safe, and you also help the healthcare providers to attend to the persons that need the help the most. Wash your hands regularly. Avoid touching your hands with avoid touching your face, with unclean hands. If you have to cough or sneeze, get a tissue, catch it, dash it, wash it. All right? And find some positive way of engaging in something as you are home. You're home, you're not in a prison. There are things that you can do. Find ways to integrate with your family members and spread the love around, not the germs. All right? Take care, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Professor, for that. And thank you very much, everyone, for locking down all across the diaspora, all across the world. And we do wish that you stay home. Remember, we're home alone together. Before we go, though, I want to make a call to the public. This is what I had intended to do this morning. I just didn't get a chance to do it. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, I'll be getting up and I'll be going outside my house and just giving the medical professionals who are out there in the front line a round of applause. This is just for me, and I want you to join with me. So maybe you can go there, do the same. Take a video and send it in tomorrow so we can see, because they're out there and they're making sure that we're safe and putting their life at risk. But this has been another edition of GBN's Homeschool. We thank you very much once again for locking it down. We hope to be here back with you tomorrow, please the Lord. But until then, stay safe. All right, we're out.
We all want a home that matches our way of life. But it's not just about building or buying a dream home or purchasing land with the most breathtaking view. It's about finding the bank that would make you feel at home. A Home Easy Loan from Republic is your best choice. It's more than a mortgage. It's peace